Could Danny Amendola make his way back to New England? What's up, Pats Nation? It is Patriots Global here with another video, and yeah, we aren't faking this. This is something that could, without a doubt, be a possibility. As we all know, Danny Amendola is a longtime Patriot, but last season he ended up leaving because he was a free agent and signed a 2-year, $12 million deal with the Miami Dolphins. That contract turned his season into 59 catches for 575 yards and 1 touchdown. Obviously, a lot of Patriots fans were upset when he did not come back to the Patriots. A lot of people were actually pissed at him, but in a recent interview, it was like a day or two before the Super Bowl that he basically said that a big reason he did leave New England was money-wise. I mean, he does have a family that he does need to support for. And in the end, Miami gave him a deal you cannot pass up, especially a guy like Danny Amendola. He is not Julian Edelman. He is not Larry Fitzgerald, Julio Jones, Tyreek Hill, any guys like that. So the fact that he got a deal like that, it's something you cannot just pass up. I also know a lot of Patriots fans started to hate Amendola for some of the things that he was saying. Seemed like he got a little petty after the Patriots didn't give him a deal to match the one he got from the Dolphins. Now, obviously, there's still extreme respect for Danny Amendola in this Patriots organization. Tom Brady and Danny Amendola, still best friends. Julian Edelman and Amendola, basically brothers. I mean, Amendola and Chris Hogan, also a very close relationship, although Chris Hogan is a free agent at the end of the season, and I really don't think he's going to be re-signed. But even Bill Belichick has respect for him. Belichick in an interview said, "I love Danny. He did a great job for us, great competitor, played a lot of different roles, tremendous person. I wish him well on the opportunity he has, other than the times we play him. I love everything that Danny brought to the team in the 5 years he was with us." This was a guy that we called Danny Playoff Amendola. This guy is kind of like Hightower. I mean, hit postseason, this guy was going off and was doing things he just couldn't do in the regular season. Now, in his last season with the Patriots, before becoming a Miami Dolphin, he became a key success. With Edelman out, Amendola really became Brady's go-to guy and really just became Danny Playoff Amendola for the whole season. But with that being said, I have heard from multiple sources, multiple people posting about this, a good amount of fans asking me about this, so I decided to make the video for you guys. So supposedly, nothing is confirmed, but supposedly, the Dolphins could be looking to move on from Danny Amendola this offseason. Now, the motivation behind the Miami Dolphins doing so is that their general manager, Chris Grier, isn't really interested in having Danny Amendola staying on the team for the $6 million he's due next year. I mean, look back at the stats I recently talked about. 59 catches, 575 yards, and a touchdown. That definitely are decent stats, but that is not $6 million worth. I mean, when they signed Danny Amendola, I honestly expected him to play a bigger role than he did. And I just remember going throughout the season, I said, wow, this guy has not been a contributor for the Dolphins whatsoever. Like, they gave him a hefty contract and he did not produce, I feel, the way that the Dolphins thought they were. And that's the difference between teams like the Dolphins and teams like the Patriots. Now, when NFL Network's reporter Mike Giardi heard about this, he actually tweeted out that if this were to happen, that a team that you should watch Danny Amendola going to is, believe it or not, the Jets. And that reason being who their head coach now is. If you don't know, the Jets' new head coach is Adam Gase. Now, Adam Gase used to be the Miami Dolphins head coach before Brian Flores took over. All in all, if this does actually happen, a top landing spot you're going to hear for Danny Amendola is going to be the Patriots just because of the connections they have. Now, depending on what the teams are offering for him and depending on what happens with the Patriots wide receiver-wise, I mean, you look at Cordero Patterson, Chris Hogan, Philip Dorsett, all guys that are going to be hitting the free agent market this offseason. The Patriots could very well look to add him depending on how much money, like I said, he's looking to make and if this even does happen. if they do decide to move on from Danny Amendola, I do not expect there to be a trade. That being that I don't know any team that is going to be willing to give something up and pay Danny Amendola the $6 million he's due next season with the stats he produced last season. With the potential departures that I just listed with, Cordero Patterson and Chris Hogan and Philip Dorsett, all of them, the Patriots have just 2 receivers on the team that are set to stay there. That is Braxton Berrios and Julian Edelman. I think a lot of us fans would be happy to see Danny Amendola back in here. I definitely think Danny Amendola would love to be back in here, but at the same time, it's going to depend on what kind of money he's being offered, both Patriots-wise, if Patriots even decide to go that way, and other teams. But that is it for today's video. What are your guys' thoughts on this whole situation? Not much is being said on it, but would you want Danny Amendola back in New England if he is cut? Let me know in the comments below, and while you're at it, please make sure you like and subscribe, as it helps me and the channel out very, very, very much. Make sure you also share this video with everybody you know so we can grow the Patriots Global family. And other than that, I will catch you guys in another video.